go into your terminal in Ask B and type, what has Pascal Soriot, CEO of AstraZeneca, said about mega mergers? Negative, 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 negative. How is this credulous? What happened since the results that came out recently and the last time the CEO said this? So I'm going to speculate here, right? Because it's all speculation. This is the FT saying, which of course is a very credible source, that perhaps there have been some discussions that maybe on some segment to be put together, cardiovascular, oncology, or collaboration on an area where they could collaborate. The merger together, why would you do that? If you've been telling us the story just a few days ago at the Q2, that we have double-digit growth, earnings growth to 2030, and then go and buy yourself a company that's got flat or negative earnings growth potentially, depending on how quickly these patent expiries hit Bristol-Myers. Why would you do that? In which corporate finance book does that make sense?
I guess part of this is that AstraZeneca, which is listed, of course, in the UK, a member of the FTSE 100, completed a direct listing in New York this year, and maybe that got people thinking that it has greater ambitions in the US. And I hear what you're saying about how there might be specific partnerships with BMY, but how did that direct listing in New York get people talking and thinking about what its ambitions could be?
I think there's a little bit of effort going on by all pharma companies to show how US friendly they are, because of all the obvious conversations that have been going. Some of it is sincere, some of it is not. Also, I think it's a signal to the Europeans and the UK specifically saying your environment is not great for research. The US is. Some of that's going on. But AstraZeneca is already an international company. They've had no problem growing their business in the US, in China, in Asia, in any other country that they want to. So really, I don't buy that story that this is geographic to get a better foothold in the US. And if you really want that, at least go after something that's complementary as opposed to exactly the same business area, which would cause quite a lot of questions, at least, whether it's real or not, on the antitrust side of things.
Yeah, with regulators.
I don't buy it. I think there's something else maybe going on, but I don't buy the full merger.
I mean, is there a sense that if you were ever to want to get a deal of this size done, you do it with this while this administration is in office? Is that maybe just feeling us a little bit?
Maybe. But again, go and do something that's accretive, not dilutive. I mean, it would take everything that Pascal has already been saying. It would take their eyes off of the pipeline. It would cause a huge amount of consternation within the companies, people wondering whether they have a job or not in a year. What do you think happened? We've been around long enough to know these mega mergers in pharma don't tend to work unless you have a massive patent cliff coming up. You merge two patent cliffs here, they get even worse. Doesn't make sense. Occam's razor. Simple answer is it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but you mentioned something about how Bristol-Myers Squibb has seen flat growth. Why is it such a laggard? What is it having trouble doing right now? And does it need someone to buy it out?
It doesn't need someone to buy it out. They do have what they need to get to the regrowth or the restart of growth. The thing is, they're suffering from what all pharma companies at some point suffer, patent expiries, which is great for consumers. We forget all that. They go and invent drugs, spend billions developing them and creating a market and proving their drugs are good and safe, etc. And then 12 years or 10 years in, they become generic. People can buy them for a tenth of the price, or if not less. So that's what's happening at Bristol-Myers. A couple of drugs are going off patent. They're dealing with that. They have a pipeline that's developing. I want to point to a podcast I did on our Vanguards of Healthcare podcast with the head of oncology, Christian Massagesi from BMY. You go and listen to that. You hear a lot of great stuff going on in the company.